never enough. There's always a certain group of people that runs their mouth, doesn't know what they're talking about, but still continues to run their mouth anyway. And I know what you're thinking. Isn't that what you do, Crap Gamer? Well, no, I don't. You know, if there's something I don't know about, I will try my best to learn about it, but I'll at least link some sources to back up what I'm saying, you know. And when you have so many people kind of just out there disrespecting Microsoft basically because they're Microsoft, you sort of question it and you just go, man, would you guys lighten up a little bit? Get on some medication. I did. There's nothing wrong with it, right? And I'm not saying take stuff that you're not supposed to, but there's no way that people could be as negative about every little thing that they are without having some kind of problem that couldn't be treated. You know, I think that there's a lot of people out there with issues, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think, you know, not getting help or whatever, or trying to be too manly to accept help, I think that's foolish, right? Like, I'm the perfect example of that. For a long time, I just let my depression and everything just kind of rule me. And, you know, I do a lot better now. I'm more focused. I'm more centered. I can get angry at stuff or upset and think negatively, but it doesn't stay like that 24/7, you know. And so many times I just feel sorry for people, especially on social media, where it's just negative post, negative post, negative post. Hey, they're not going to play Xbox anyway, but something comes up that could be looked at as a negative for Xbox. Let's go ahead and post it. So when this stuff comes up, I absolutely love it. You know, I like when Microsoft can prove people wrong. A lot of people are out there kind of disrespecting, you know, what Microsoft is all about, and, you know, holding things from their past as some kind of indication of the future, which is really, really ignorant, because we don't do that with anything else, it seems like. Like, do we hold Sony still accountable for the PSN hack or $599 US? No. You know, we move on. We get over it. Are we still talking about Sony's launch lineup from 2013 with the PS4 and subsequent couple of years where next to nothing was available? No, you know, we move on. They're offering stuff now. That's the important part. Microsoft still has yet to get there. They have a lot to prove, but it does no good, nobody any sense whatsoever to go out there and just non-stop harassing about games. You know what I mean? That is not going to change anything. I don't understand it. You know, like, I used to do that, and then you start to realize they would put out games if they could. You know, if they had something ready, they would put it out when it's ready. You know, there's nothing more you can say. I've always talked about the rock and the hard place for Microsoft. If they rush their games and release them and they review poorly and they're of low quality, you have the pundits that will make fun of that and say, typical Game Pass fodder, Microsoft at it again. And if they wait and let them properly kind of cook, you have people in the pundits say, Xbox got no games. So tell me, what's Microsoft supposed to do, honestly? What can they do? If you're an Xbox hater, you're going to say one or two of those things. They literally have nothing to do to please you. Thankfully, there's fans like me who will rather wait for a game to be completed and not worry about, you know, what the pundits are saying. So, you know, but I do like seeing stuff like this when it comes out. It goes to show you that Microsoft is definitely on the right track. And I can't wait to get into it. I know it's going to be a good video. So let's go ahead and start. So again, sorry for a little bit of a tangent, but it is a little bit ridiculous sometimes that things go in this kind of spurt. And I think maybe it's because, you know, I'm a little bit of a softer side of Crap Gamer lately. But, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like both Microsoft and Sony have quality products, and there's an unreasonable amount of hate specifically geared towards Xbox, and that gets old rather quickly. So anyway, the developers have once again confirmed what Forza Motorsport is going to do, and it really sticks it to Digital Foundry, and it sticks it to the PlayStation fanboys. The official website for Forza Motorsport has revealed the resolution and frame rate for the game on Xbox Series X. The game is going to run at 4K resolution and 60 frames, while Xbox Series S is going to run at 1080p and 60 frames. While the website mentions 4K resolutions of Xbox Series X, we aren't sure if there is a performance mode for the game that we can get more frame rate than that. As you may already know, games on Xbox Series X have both performance and quality modes for the most part. Performance mode usually pump more frames per second, reducing the resolution on how it was with Forza Horizon 5. However, it's not sure if Microsoft or Turn 10 has confirmed anything like that so far, and as of this video, they have not. They've been receiving information about the game regularly from the developer, and they expect the update to continue until the release of the game. Hopefully, they'll also get confirmation on the quality and performance modes as well. Turn 10 has also confirmed that the game will feature on-track ray tracing. The term on-track led some fans to believe that it will be limited and will only be available in replays or photo mode. However, the Forza game director has assured fans that the game will offer ray tracing elements for players while they are actually racing, which is a direct shot across the bow of Gran Turismo 7, which doesn't allow this, despite the fact that a lot of people claim that, Gran Turismo 7 looks superior, which it obviously doesn't. It's nice to see that Microsoft is going to have this amazing game taking full advantage of the Xbox Series X. That's a fantastic thing. If you're wondering whether the Xbox Series X will be able to handle both 4K 60 frames per second and ray tracing, you're not alone, as fans have been discussing the possibility of the same thing. For now, we only have official words of the developer, but from what we've seen, the game looks great with all that ray tracing and the bells and whistles. As for the hardware capabilities, the developer might discuss his future of that in the immediate future, but Forza Motorsport is scheduled to release sometime in the spring of 2023. And again, the same people that were faux outraged believing that Forza Motorsport would be cross-gen and still be on last-gen hardware and things like that, now we know that's not the case. They look foolish with that. Now we have this type of instance where, we noticed that Forza is going to look incredible, and it's going to have ray tracing, not global illumination ray tracing, but it's going to have regular ray tracing on the actual gameplay itself, which is something that Forza or Gran Turismo 7 doesn't have. And then it's going to do the global illumination ray tracing on the replays and photos and things like that. So there is a stark contrast between what they're offering and what Sony is offering, and I think again that's a little bit where a case of jealousy comes in and things like that. I think it's pretty clear that there is some jealousy over it because Microsoft went for a current gen only racing game. Meanwhile, Sony went for a cross gen. I think mostly due to the fact that again they're in such a situation where we have this weird type of situation where they were having trouble selling games. They're having trouble getting their games out the door, and that's really why this kind of happened the way that it happened. So I hope that we see a change in the future with more ray tracing. I would love to see a situation where we get a medium ground. Do I think this game is going to be native 4K 60 and ray tracing? Probably not. Could it be some kind of temporal projection, something like that? For sure. And I think that that's something that they can do pretty easily with the power of the Series X, and people aren't giving them enough credit for that. So I do think that we could see, or we could see a 1440p 60 with ray tracing. I would love to see that. So I think, a lot of people are going to be excited by what Microsoft has to show, and I, for one, am very excited. With that being said, take a minute to like the video. It helps it to be seen and the channel to grow. I hope you guys all have a absolutely fantastic day. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Crap gamer out.